Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, my friends. Wednesday evening over here in Germany anyway. I have no watch on. I'm looking for my watch. Thank you for joining me, guys. My name is Angela and I'm the owner and creative energy behind Elfen Helden. Hi, Tammy. Thank you for joining. Hi, Robin. So it's a Retailer Appreciation Month at the Dixiebelle page. So you will see next to me loads of very talented retailers showing off what they can and trying to give you tips and tricks about the Dixiebelle products. I am a retailer over here in Frankfurt in Germany. And I'm so happy that you're here. When you join, just say hi to me. Let me know that you're watching. When you watch replay, please put #replay into the comments. And if you have any questions, shoot them along. I will see that I answer those straight away. And yeah, if I miss them, I will come back later to check for them. Guys, we are working on this little, what do you call that in English? It's a little dresser. So now I've got it. We've been working with Bunker Hill Blue, caviar for the bottom, and we blended into the Bunker Hill Blue some of the Cobal Blue, which I painted the top with also. On here is already the second coat. This is finished with blending. We added last week also one of the woody bands you can get from Dixiebelle. Also, it's the 2110. And today we're going to start off with some Crackle. I want to have on the top here some Crackle. So this has two coats with the cobalt to have like a good coverage. And for those who don't know Crackle, it is, well, as it says, it is a Crackle medium to achieve like a cracked look. Hi, Frida and Louise. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. That's sweet. Bonsoir, Michel. Ça va? Bonjour de France. Crackle medium, it is, I'm just going to open that up. It's got like a little bit of a gluey consistency on the floor. It is a bit thick and stuff like that. So you can see that. So we're going to apply that first. I've prepared a board so we can do some Crackle later on. You can apply that with a brush. You can apply that. I'm going to use for the main application the mud spatula just to spread it out first. And then I'm going to come in some areas to get it a little thicker. With the Crackle medium, the thinner you apply, the thinner or the smaller the cracks will be. The thicker you apply the apply the bigger the cracks are going to be. So with the application of the Crackle itself, there's nothing you can do wrong. I like the Dixiebelle Crackle because it gives it a very natural and organic look. I'm going to show you in a minute. But first we're going to apply it. And I'm just, going to get that on here. And basically what you do, you apply your Crackle. I'm using the spatula at the moment because I don't want to have it too thick. You can spread it out nicely with it. And it goes a little quicker also. Then I'm going to come in with my brush. I'm having my 2-inch chip brush from Dixiebelle for it because don't use any of your good brushes. Crackle medium is a bit rough to your brushes and to your tools, so don't do that. So let's do that first. And even, this looks pretty smooth now. The Crackle, when it dries, it gets very organic. You're going to see in a minute. You're probably going to think, oh, this is going to look very smooth. How is this going to work? And Crackle, if you are a control freak, that's not for you to use because you can't really control it. You can control it in some ways. As I said, you know, the thicker you apply, the thicker your cracks will going to be. And the thinner you apply, the smaller the cracks are going to be. Let's see. If you use a spatula, I would use always a plastic spatula like the mud spatula, not a metal spatula, because a metal spatula probably will scratch your paint. Just spread it out. Spread it out. Have you worked with Crackle? Do you like Crackle? Don't you like Crackle? Why do you like it? Hi, Jill. How are you? Long time no see. How is it in Jersey? It is a water-based product, so you can clean your tools afterwards with soap and water. My preferred cleaning soap is the scrubby soap from Dixiebelle. So just get it on here first, and then we're going to do a little bit of more fun. And I'm going to bring you a little closer in a second to show you what the Crackle does when it starts to settle down. When you have the chance, try to lay your project down, because the Crackle, as I said, it is pretty thick, and while drying it tends to build up some drippings and runnings. So if you have a big dresser or something like that, you're using it on, just watch it till it has dried a little, just to get it under control. You can always stipple down those drips with a brush or something like that. You don't need to worry. When you apply the Crackle itself, there's not much you can do wrong. So, got that on here with my spatula. Into the water, and hopefully I'm not forgetting about it. Also have, you know, that's just one of those chip brushes, which is not very expensive. Ah, you're back now. That's good. Oh, hi, Michelle. Thank you for joining. Well, it's always good to have it in place, just in case, you know, you would like to try it. You have to try it. I love Crackle. So now I'm just adding a little more in some areas where I think it's too. I'm gonna have it around the edge here also. You don't need to apply it on the whole project. You can only apply it in areas if you want to also, you know, if you want to just age whatever, some edges or something like that, where the natural aging and, you know, crackling of an old piece would take place. Just see if I made a mess there. So, and when it settles down, it gets like a very organic look. And as I said, when you have it like in a vertical surface, it tends to run and build some drips. So watch it until it has dried. It gives it like an interesting pattern, but you can control that a little by just stippling the drips down in those areas. So a little on the edge also, gonna go there. The drying process, it needs about 2 to 3 hours to dry. I sometimes let it sit overnight. You don't need to worry. I had like a sample board made up at one stage, which I had just getting some irregularities in here. See some scraping or some straighter lines from that spatula. I had that sit for about half a year actually, because I forgot about it. And I've added the top coat of the paint on it, and it's still, done beautiful crackles that work perfect. So, bristle, don't want to have bristles. Off. Okay, that's fine. So when you apply it with a spatula, it helps that it's like not too thick and too gluey at the end. So I'm happy with that, how that looks. Just check from here, the thicker area there. Add a little more. And you can already see now the, well, it's not crackling yet. It will crackle when you add the paint on top, basically. The second you add like a contrasting color of paint to develop the cracks, and then basically the cobalt blue is going to be the color which is going to peek through. Hi Sissy, thank you for joining. So just get myself a baby wipe and clean my fingers off. Guys, I'm a messy painter. So I'm just going to show you on my sample board. This has already dried. We're going to apply some of the paint later. Do you see? I've done basically the same thing on here, and you can see this organic, irregular base. It basically developed by now. It is dry. It dries shiny, but you won't see it because you will at the end only see some cracks. So that's the thing. I'm going to put that to the side for now. Sorry for the noise. Sorry for the noise. So, and see if we can do that way. I'm going to do the crackle on here. Show you the crackling process. Well, we're going to prepare that. We're still going to do some more steps of working. Going to prepare the drawers also. Oh, Cross and Creations. Hello. Where are you watching from? And the floor. Well, welcome to the club. Already said to my friends, we have to basically make up a club of the messy painters. So, forgot my brushes. So I made up a sample board not only for you to show basically how the crackle is going to work, but also because I was not sure if I would like to have the main color in caviar, or if I would like to have it in Bunker Hill Blue. And I'm going to do that on that board, and I'm going to see if I like it that way or which color I would like to take. So now this, when you apply the second coat of your paint, hi Oshi, schön, dass du da bist. For applying the paint now, this is the more, well, it's not really tricky, but this is something where you have to follow some rules because the cracks will appear pretty quick, meaning if you brush back and forth and the cracks already developed and you brush back on it, you cover up the cracks again. But there's a chance also if that happened and you would like to get them back, there's, at the end you can add some more paint and that'll work. So we're going to do 1/2 with the caviar black. It is already mixed up, so I'm not mixing it now. It is already mixed up. And I'm going to take a good amount of paint because I would like to add as much as possible and have good coverage as possible at the first coat. I usually say less is more and paint in very thin coats, but with this I like to take a little more paint. So that was just some water. I just like to have my brush slightly damp. So grabbing a good amount of the caviar, and now I'm gonna go. So I'm not going to start, you know, you can do when you just apply it and it hasn't started cracking. Of course, you can go back again, but you're going to see in a second that it's going to start pretty quick. You can also go, you know, in crosshatches if you would like to have it a little more irregular. And you don't need to cover all the areas if you would like to have some of the color underneath peeking through anyway. So that's the caviar. I'm going to do the other half with the Bunker Hill Blue, which is already also mixed up. Doing the same thing. Grab another mini. Just dampen that slightly. Grab a good amount. I think I'm going to go for the caviar. That's the bigger contrast. That's the bigger contrast on the to the cobalt. I think I like that more. So there we go. Just had a baby wipe. Where did I put it? I have some drips on the floor. So, and while the paint dries, you can already see in some areas some cracks developing. But I'm going to put that to the side. So to the end of the live, we will see some more of it happening. So this is my sample board at the moment. Guys, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. Put that there. Oops. So. Caviar I don't need anymore. So the drawers, I said they are already finished, and I would like to hang up. You can't see. You cannot see. So for painting the second coat, I have taken them out because I wanted to have moved the cobalt a little more into the middle. I had it on the first coat a little more over there. So if you can remember, the live is still on the Dixiebelle page, on my page also. Oh, you've been cutting. Oh, you're a hairdresser also. I gotta come to you. I definitely need a hairdresser. I haven't been, you see, my hair is a mess. My hair is always a mess. So when I work with dark waxes, I like to seal my piece first. And bring it a little closer. Come to me, my guys. Do you like this color combo? I'm pretty happy with it. So there you go. You can see like the cobalt is here on the outside and the middle is with the Bunker Hill Blue. as I said, when I work with dark waxes, because the chalk mineral paints, they are open pores, and, you know, they basically grab, you know, pretty quickly what you put on top of it. And especially with the dark, thank you, Robin. Especially with the dark wax, I like to control it. And when it's sealed, the surface is a little smoother. It is easier to do that. You can use one of the top coats. If you use a top coat, I would recommend the flat, because it's not as slick as the satin or the gloss, for example, and the wax gets a better grip on it. So I'm using the Easy Peasy, because Easy Peasy spray wax is also water-based. And ja, sehr gerne. Schön, dass du da gewesen bist, wieder, und Luise. So it dries within 25 minutes, so you can basically continue after that. It is suited for outdoors, and it is a liquid wax. It's water-based. You can, you know, at the end seal it also if you want to with one of the top coats, if you would like to, but you don't need to, because that's a sealer anyway. So shake it up nicely. Listen closely. Can you hear that it gets like more silent? I mean, there's not much left in here, but you know, when you when you shake it, it gets more silent, and when it is silent, basically then all the ingredients are mixed up nicely. So all water-based products need to be mixed up. It's in a spray bottle. So I'm going to, you can, you know, I've got my applicator pad from Dixiebelle I'm going to use, but I also have my La Petite, because I have those ornaments. I like to work that in. So I'm going to spray that on here now. And as I said, it makes it easier at the end to control your black wax. You can use also the Best-Line wax in transparent, in clear. And then you just work it into the background. That's a new brush. I have brushes dedicated for my waxes and for the butter and stuff like that. And I basically keep him that way. You know, with that way you can work it nicely into that ornament here. Don't let it sit, because obviously, you know, when you spray it on, it spritzes. And if you don't work it in, you may see those spritzes. So you know what I mean. A little more down there. So, but as I said, I accidentally used my La Petite I had from my clear waxes for the butter. So, you know, obviously not going to use it again for my water-based products. So that's that step. You can also, when you have too much excess, I like the applicator pad. It's like spongy microfiber. You can see the structure. You can see the structure down there. And you can also move it in with that. So you basically work it into your surface, and you're taking off any excess at the same time. So put those to the side and let it dry. And then we are going to do the blending, the second blending. I'm going to show you on the side of that, of that cutie behind me. So let's see. You can see now how it develops those this pattern on there. As I said, if you want to, as long as it hasn't dried, you can come in and just move it a little out again in areas you don't like it that thick, especially when you have it, as I said, on a vertical surface. It intends to run. So, and this is not going to disturb the crackle effect itself. It's just smoothing it out a little. I really like that effect. I mean, you either love it or you hate it. There's nothing in between, guys. There's nothing in between. Around those edges again. So don't have bristles on there. So that's that. Let's see. I'm gonna bring you down. I need a little light now. I need a little light now. Sorry if I make you seasick, guys. I've got to get you down a little. So I'm going to, sorry. Don't need to see my face. Don't need to see my face. Okay, are you still with me? Thank you, Nina. So I need my Bunker Hill Blue. And I need my Cobalt Blue. I'm going to use the brush from the Bunker Hill I just had now. And I'm going to need my Mr. bottle, which I have there. Okay. Master of disaster at its best. Throwing everything again. Just going to show you. Can you see those cracks appearing? So I'm definitely going to do it in the black because the contrast is much better than with the Bunker Hill Blue. So I need a little chair. So this is the first coat. I've just done one coat of the blending on there. We're going to do the second coat now. What's the time? How long am I on? Bum-ba-dum. What's the time? I can't see the time. Half an hour. Okay, we still have some time. So I'm going to give it a bit of a spritz. And I'm going to, there's different, you know, there's loads of ways for blending. And it always depends also on the look you're going for. With this one, I just like to have like a subtle, like a very subtle blend, so you can hardly see. So it just looks almost like it is a little bleached in the middle. Use a good brush. I'm using my mini brushes from Dixiebelle, which is my favorite brush basically for everything. So that's a reason, because I want to only have a subtle effect. Don't think I've mixed that up yet. That's the cobalt blue. And with the cobalt blue, there's just going to be a little bit in the middle. I like to work with damp brushes, not soaked, just like, you know, slightly damp. And then I'm gonna come in. I'm just grabbing a little, and I'm going to apply it in the middle and work it in. A little more. When you feel your paint starts dragging, you can just give it a little spritz. You can spritz your brush. You can spritz your project. I do both, just how I feel about it. You can already see that the colors are blending nicely into each other. I'm gonna come in with my Bunker Hill Blue brush. I'm just gonna go over the edges. I'm hardly touching the surface. I'm hardly touching the surface, going, you know, over the edges so it's a little rounder. Now I'm gonna go right over the middle and from top to bottom. So this is already very quickly blended. Hardly touching the surface. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. You look a mess. Always. I don't know why I can't, you know, keep my fingers clean. Sorry for the squeaky chair. Squeaky, squeaky chair. This is for a subtle effect. If you want to have like it more obvious, obviously you just place the Bunker Hill Blue around and put the cobalt in the middle. But for this effect, I'm going for, it's just supposed to look like a little, you know, lighter and bleached in the middle, and that's fine for me. So I'm gonna leave that. Do the other side. Try. Do the other side. Same thing. It's already been has the first coat on. Put that little further up. A bit of a spritz. There's a nice base. Bunker Hill Blue. So you can also, you know, some people, they don't do the blend on the first coat, they just do the blend on the second coat. I like to do it on the first coat because I want to basically see if I like it, where I'm laying out the colors, and that's it. So coverage all over. Cobalt blue in the middle. Spread it out. And this already, you know, mixing with the Bunker Hill Blue. Just a little more, like on the other side. And for blending colors, if you haven't done it yet, It's the easiest if you use colors which are close to each other, and the show you the Bunker Hill Blue and the Cobalt Blue, they're not too far apart, and it makes it very easy to blend those. It already looks blended anyway. You can use a neutral brush if you have like those transition lines to smooth those down. I don't need that at this time. So this is my Bunker Hill Blue brush now. Just give it a little spritz. Go over the edges to round those a little off. Give it like a bit more of a rounded. I'm going to go right over the middle now. Squeaky boys and down. That's it. That's it. I don't know what I've done with my brush. Guys, I'm such a mess. And I don't know, I had like about 5 baby wipes by now, and I always misplace them. So, is that finished? And then we can have a check on our drawers again with the black wax, what I have in mind to darken just the edges a little. So, to the side. Sorry if my face is in there. You don't need to see my old face. Sorry, guys. So now I'm just going to get my let's see. So with my colored waxes, I always I need a cloth. I'm taking my let's get everything down. I don't want to move you around again, so I'd rather take it down here so you can check it out down here. What we're doing. Check it out down here. There we go. I want you to see as much as possible from the drawer. Yeah. So I'm still having my easy peasy just in case I make some boo-boos. And I'm having my black wax. There we go. Best Time Waxes by Dixiebelle. They are water-based. This is the black one, which is one of my favorites. I use it quite a lot. I prefer it over the brown. They come in clear, they come in brown, they come in white and in grunge gray. So I have my brushes dedicated to my colored waxes. I don't bother cleaning them out. So this is also a petite, which I like because it's pointed. And especially when I have ornaments and something like that, I would like to work it in. That's works nicely with that one. So this is now sealed, and the Easy Peasy has dried, so the surface is not as so working it into my brush, and then I'm just gonna go around those areas where I want to have it. Just laid out, a little thicker on the outside and very thin on the edge here. And then I'm going to work that in with my buffing pad. So with the colored waxes, don't let them sit because it'll dry. It'll dry, and you'll probably end up not getting it off anymore. Around the ornament, get into those deeper areas, just to enhance the look a little bit. So grab my buffing pad and working it in. When I have a larger surface, I work in sections. It's just giving it a bit of a shading now. And as I said, you could also, if you wanted to, if you like more protection, Best-Name Wax is a sealer, so you don't need to seal it any further after that. But you could, if you wanted to, you could paint over it if you wanted to, if you're not happy with the look whatsoever. Just let it sit for about 3 to 4 days, that it's completely dry. That needs longer to dry than the Easy Peasy. Gives it a very smooth I still have not decided on the hardware. Just know I've closed the holes. I'm not going to use the original hardware, but I still have not decided on. Do you think I should use gold on here or silver or copper maybe? What do you think? So, let's see if you can see. It gives it like a little bit of a moody look, what I would like to have. So I'm basically going to do the same thing on the second one, but I don't think. I'm just gonna grab my sample board there you can see now some of the cracks developing. There's that cobalt blue, there's some bigger cracks, there's smaller cracks, and it'll crack even more. You can see this, the paint is still wet. So while it continues drying, it'll develop even more cracks. That's with the Bunker Hill Blue on top. It is nice. You can see some of the cracks, but I think I'm going to go for the caviar. I think that's nicer. What do you think? Nina says copper. I might do that. That sounds good. You know I like my copper. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for my time. I'm going to do the same thing on the one up there, but I basically showed you everything I wanted to show you. Michelle says copper also. Michelle says copper also. Okay, guys. I'm happy that you joined me tonight. I'm going to check for some comments. I don't think I've seen all the comments yet, but I'm very grateful you've been with me tonight. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm the owner and creative energy behind Elfen Helden. I'm an elite retailer for Dixiebelle paints over here in Frankfurt in Germany. Sehr gerne, Uschi. Tammy likes copper also. Okay, I think we're going to go for copper this time. Thank you, guys. I love copper. Copper is my favorite. So make sure you tune into the Dixiebelle channel this month. It's Retailer Appreciation Month, and there's loads of Dixiebelle retailers, very talented, showing off, you know, what they do and things like that and where they come from. I'm grateful that you've been checking on me. If you need any help, don't hesitate to contact me. And I would say I'll see you next week. Ta-da, bye-bye. Thank you for now. Thank you, Dixiebelle, for having me.